Hey everyone, Andrew here. So you asked for it and I listened. So today let's take a look at the Trails in the Sky first chapter demo for the Nintendo Switch. It is the Nintendo Switch demo. I feel like I need to clarify that because it seems to be confusing some people. So we're going to take a look at it on the Nintendo Switch 2 as well as my OLED Switch.
So we'll start with the Switch 2 first. That seems to be the most cut and dry, easiest one to discuss, because there's really not much to discuss. This performs pretty much identically to in docked mode, mostly 60 FPS. I do notice that there's some slight frame pacing issues here and there, like the frame timing is slightly off in a few spots in the busier areas in the town in particular. I will say it's really nice to see this game performing as well as it does in handheld mode on the Switch 2. We're really looking forward to seeing how this game performs with the actual Switch 2 upgrade. I think that's going to be a really neat comparison point to make. Speaking of neat comparison points to make, did y'all know that there's actually two different versions of Sophisticated Fight in this game's soundtrack? Yeah, I just kind of discovered yesterday that there's actually, for action mode, there is a completely different version of Sophisticated Fight compared to when you go into the turn-based command mode. I'll play them both for you so you can hear the difference. It's actually really cool. So yeah, that's the action rendition. Now listen to this. Let's go into the command version. Yeah, I'm sure you noticed, like, the tone of the percussion is completely different. You know, it's more bombastic in the command version, which is really cool. I think it's really neat that they have that. I know it's probably not that crazy. Like, I know that, you know, Trails Through Daybreak did this as well, and it's pretty typical that you would have two themes for this kind of thing, but really, like, it just feels so classy here. Like, I really enjoy game soundtracks and hearing two very distinct versions of the same battle theme that we all know and love. It's just really cool. It's a nice touch. Alright, so moving on, let's look at the Nintendo Switch OLED. So you'll notice that the performance is actually not that bad in handheld mode, and I think it's because we're reducing the resolution down to about 720p. I believe this game has a dynamic resolution scale that happens to maintain performance. So, you know, when it's in docked, it's clearly trying to hit 1080p, but it struggles to at most times, which, you know, has some frame rate problems in docked play. But here in handheld mode, I think it being at a reduced resolution actually kind of works in its favor. Sure, you're still going to notice frame drops here and there and some pretty rough frame timing. But overall, I think handheld mode for this game in particular might actually be the better way to play it if you're on an original Switch. Just in general, this looks and plays a good bit better than it was in docked mode, which actually surprised me quite a bit. I know I was a little negative on on this demo in docked on this system, but it is overall a very playable version of the game, and I was really genuinely surprised when I popped this into handheld and saw just how less jank it felt to play. Like, just in general, this is the way to go if you're on original Switch. you'll notice as we run out into the field here that the performance doesn't actually tank quite as much as it did in dock. I really am happy about that, because I know there are quite a few of you that have, messaged me about wanting to play this on the original hardware, and I'm happy to report that the experience is definitely there. Like, it's not horrible. You can definitely still enjoy this game on original Switch hardware. Much better performance when comparing it to something like Trails Through Daybreak on the original Switch. This is significant improvement over that, for sure. I'm really applauding Falcom here for managing to pull this off the way they have. So yeah, I'm going to grab this mob here, pretty much identical to the one I grabbed on Switch 2, just because I think this is a really good stress test, because in dock, I noticed some serious issues with this, particularly with the resolution dropping quite a bit. But, in handheld mode, since we're already kind of at a lowered resolution, it seems to be a bit cleaner of an image, and overall the performance actually manages to keep up pretty well in comparison to what we saw in yesterday's video. I did actually have the ability to do Joshua's S-Break here as well, so you'll get to see both Joshua and Estelle's S-Breaks here at the end. And I guess with that, I should thank you all for watching. Like, seriously, these videos have been very well received, I feel, compared to previous content that we've had on this channel. If you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing. I don't usually like asking for that, but, may as well do it now, right? I have plenty of Falcom content planned, so it should be a fun time. I hope this video has been useful to y'all, and I sincerely hope that you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time.